there's so many things we could dwell on, but his victory speech was playing just as I came into the office. And I was struck by how authentic and energetic, and I guess just genuine he was. The line that stood out for me was when he said, I'm young, I'm an immigrant, I'm a democratic socialist, and I refuse to apologise for any of it. And it's such a stark difference from the Kamala Harris campaign a year ago.
Yeah, hi, Wilf. I think authenticity is a key factor in all of this. I was in his company last night in Queens, his heartland, District 31, which he has represented as an assemblyman. And, you know, he engages well with the crowd, presses the flesh, campaign from 6 in the morning till late at night every day. So he's a man who connects with the public, a man who has found the message to enable him to connect with the public, particularly the younger demographic. I was at a watch party in Queens tonight, and they're all huge fans because he talks their language. He tapped in to this business of affordability in a New York that is unaffordable, particularly for younger people, can't afford a house, can't afford a mortgage, can't afford student fees, etc. So he has found a formula. It wasn't hard because it's the same formula deployed by Donald Trump before the last election. Affordability, the cost of living, the economy, that was the message that Mamdani pressed home relentlessly, and it resonated with the people, particularly in this city. His difficulty, of course, is how it lands elsewhere. Democrats, the Democratic establishment, they're not sure it will bite the way it has bitten into the Big Apple. So that's something that they have to contend with, how they accommodate him, his support, his success, because they are going to have to. There has been a shift, a small shift perhaps, but a shift in the centre of gravity within the Democratic movement, and it's been a shift leftward because of Mamdani's success. Donald Trump, he has responded. On Truth Social, he had a forward response, and so it begins, he said. Of course, what begins is Trump using Mamdani to beat the Democrats, as a stick to beat the Democrats. He's controversial, Mamdani, because of his past. A staunch critic of Israel, has called for the defunding of the police and so on. And Trump recognizes that he's an individual, you know, whose politics don't perhaps translate across to the wider America. His Islamic faith, there are parts of this country where that won't go down particularly well, won't land as softly as it has in New York. So Trump recognizes that. And Mamdani, well, in his speech tonight, he said, look, there'll be no room for anti-Semitism in City Hall. I was interested to hear that because clearly he knows where the attack lines are going to come from because he has heard them. Communist, anti-Semitic, which he rejects, you know, insurgent. He's heard that all before. He will hear it again, grand style, from Donald Trump and other Republicans.
Fascinating stuff. James, I'm loving how busy New York is, by the way, at 2 in the morning, like truly the city that never sleeps. I was really interested to hear what you were saying about the Democrats and their relationship with Mamdani. How much do you see this as like a wider Democratic fight back against Donald Trump? Or is this more about one man, one charismatic man in one city?
I think tonight, Sophie, it feels like one man, but it feels like something bigger than just the winning of a big job in City Hall, New York. The Democratic movement at large have to address, as I said, you know, his success. This is an individual who has injected hope into the Democratic movement. I witnessed it tonight at a watch party in Queens. There was real enthusiasm for what had happened. There was a real buzz about the place. Democratic supporters who had little to cheer themselves since Donald Trump won the last election. It's a party suffering an identity crisis. It needs direction. It needs a strategy for taking on Trump. Mamdani has given them a big clue tonight. The challenge will be bringing him on board, channeling his politics in a way that works in New York and far beyond.